Hey, I have here one more LEGO Marvel What If set. It's Tony Stark's Sakaarian Iron Man. This looks simple enough on the surface, a big oversized mech and 3 figures. In universe, we see this thing once near the end of season 1 of What If, but I am told that it was intended to have an entire episode dedicated to it, or there's going to be an entire episode that features it, and that just ended up not being able to be made in the intended amount of time. But from what we did get to see in the show, this looks pretty accurate. It's just way too big. Now, as usual, LEGO has oversized another mech, but I don't think I can blame them. I don't think I can blame them this time because of how many colors needed to be there, how tough and playable this thing needed to be, and all the geometric shaping that needed to be included for a relatively young audience, so it couldn't be too finicky with the build. All in all, I think that this is about as good of a size as you could get without making it, a lot less detailed, a lot less interesting to look at least without using even more stickers or relying even more on stickers. This did have a fair number of stickers, but you've got the printed headpiece there and a lot of reliance on just regular colors. I like how bright this is. The teal and the orange and the red go together surprisingly well, and this is very easy to play with. Now, it does not have working knees, but it does have kind of ball joints, and technically they're ball joints for the ankles, so you are able to get this to get into somewhat of a moving looking pose to some degree. And the arms, as is fairly typical these days for something of this size, do have the ball joint for the shoulder, and unfortunately there's only one axis of movement at the wrist, so you got the wrist rotation, or for the rest of the arms, I should say. You got the wrist rotation, but you don't have anything for the elbow. So that is actually down. Overall, because there is an angle already in the wrist that's built into it, it doesn't look bad, but we are down on articulation, I guess, from what you might expect from what is normal these days. Do have the articulating fingers, 3 of them, plus the thumb here, and you could potentially clip something onto the rest of the modified plate piece with the bar at the end of it. All the stuff on the back I'll show and explain a little bit more soon, but this covers things up pretty well. You can see the operator in there from some angles, but I like this right here. I like how this opaque windshield piece just fits right up against this slope. It's a very satisfying way that all that comes together, because ultimately, this is just plain studs on the side construction, and this has different angles that need to come together just right. I think that nestles up pretty nicely. Inside, Tony Stark actually gets a console, so that's a sticker that's added there. Didn't need to be there, but I mean, it is a sticker after all. And you see he just gets attached just straight in. All the stuff on the back, let's talk about that and do something with it right now. First of all, I'm going to actually remove these. And then I'm actually going to remove these as well. I'm going to pull this off. Next, I'm just going to pull these out also. Just tearing this thing apart. It's time to start putting some stuff back together. I gotta put this in here, put this in here, maybe flip some of this back, do a little rotation action here, move these up temporarily. I'm gonna remove Tony Stark. Excuse me, thank you very much. Maybe take this out, add this section in over here. Okay. Hey, no, you're supposed to stay. Yep, you stay. You sit, and I'm done. This is Tony Stark's Sakaarian race car. I'm very curious to see how this is going to be used in the show. Hopefully they will be able to complete production of that episode or use its footage in some way to see if this transforms in universe, if it starts out as the car and then he builds it up into the mech, or the mech gets partially destroyed and he gets it to do some sort of saving maneuver where it becomes a car just on a temporary basis for an escape. I don't know, but I'm curious about it. However, it is kind of cool that you can do that in this set, but it's not great, right? Those tires are just so skinny. Maybe it's actually going to look like that on screen, but I think that it looks kind of weird. I wish that it transformed more directly, but this isn't too bad. That's not a lot of work for transformation, and it does provide a little extra value to the set. This set's version of Tony Stark has a brand new torso for an unlicensed British rock band tour logo. Yeah, it's not too close. I mean, that's a Lego reference there with the helmet and the visor that's shown. Yeah, it's completely unlicensed. It's completely safe. You can clearly see what they're going for. In the middle is Valkyrie. That's a really cool version of Valkyrie. The torso print, the face, the hair, yes. The cape, though, I like the cape. It's soft, the soft material. You can push it off to the side. I think that's good. A good pairing here. Works well. Happy with that. No alternate face for her because you would see it if there was one, but there is just the standard face that they've used a ton of times for Tony Stark. So, it would work in a minifig scaled suit, but doesn't really work here by itself. The back of this figure has some printing on it as well. The back of that head does not have any printing on it, which is good because, well, that's the Watcher and, well, he's bald. So you don't want to have any printing on the back of the head. Speaking of his head, though, why doesn't he have the big old baby noggin? Big old creepy, oversized, mini MODOK looking thing. No, I think it would actually be pretty funny if they brought in the new Thanos Big Fig separate head and did a print of that. That would probably be overdone. It would be too much. But no, this is probably the best that they could do within reason. Maybe someday somebody will do a custom version using that Thanos headpiece. But no, this is good. This is the only set to come with the Watcher, and I think it's done pretty well. You got two different materials used. One soft one for the basic cape, and then for the collar, they use the older papery, crinkly stuff, which I think is a decent compromise. So things don't get too thick around the neck, and you can make them move, and you can have them sit down and stuff without damaging the cloth piece. Last up, there are hardly any spares. I think I'm missing one Technic pin that should be in here, but the sticker sheet, well, it's pretty significant for a set of this size. I paid $35 for this set, and I would like it to be about $30, so that feels about kind of normal, especially for late 2021. Everything being a little bit overpriced right now, or at least feeling a little bit overpriced to me, even though I've tried to adjust to it. So yeah, it's within the range. It's within the range. And even though I'm not a super Marvel fan, I just find that this figure is a must-have. Gotta have it. We'll hold on to it for dear life for years and years to come. I don't know. The whole thing feels kind of special. Love how brave the color scheme is. Of course, that's from the source material, but still, you don't get super colorful things on the outside from Lego anymore. You get really colorful stuff on the inside and a lot of single color on the outside typically. But yeah, it feels pretty good. The transformation feature is, it is what it is. It provides a little bit of extra value. It's cool, but it could have been cooler. I think if that had been done a little bit nicer, I would be much happier with the price. But all in all, good set. Happy that I got it, and happy to have shared it with all of you. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and I'll talk to you again soon.